we are ready for liftoff. I haven't even said yet, Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high, and could very well do it while we're on the air tonight. I mean, it did last night during the election when things were looking bullish for Trump. ETH just started to perk up a couple hours before we went on the air. Things are just, it's almost like pinch me at this point. Things are really, really looking good right now after 3 years of absolute dog shit. I think we deserve being thrown a bone here. So all that said, how are you feeling tonight, Ewok?
Pretty damn great, actually. Couldn't have gone much better. I know probably half the country's not feeling the same way right now. Kind of how we felt.
47% or so.
Something like that. Yeah. How we felt like kind of what happened last time. So yeah, feeling pretty good. The markets are definitely reflecting that. We can just jump right into the charts because it's looking super bullish. So yeah, I'll bring those up here and we'll kind of touch on this, but yeah, it's looking great. Nice big green candle.
Yeah, we'll kind of start with Bitcoin and ETH, look at the Pulse Chain ecosystem quickly. Then we'll dive deep into the election. Then we'll get to the Richard Hart case from last week. And obviously, we're about a week late on that. But I mean, there's a lot of really unique opinions and specific things that have been highlighted by some and some not by others that we can look at with the RH case. But Bitcoin right now, yeah, I mean, right at all-time highs, basically. Just under 76K. I saw it go up over 74 during the election last night, which was a new all-time high. ETH, as I mentioned, just in the last couple of hours here, as things have gotten frothy, has started to curl up a bit. Now, its ratio to BTC is still utter horseshit. It's like 0.0355 right now, which is horrible. But
it's almost 0.04. We're up to 0.39.
Whoa. Are you serious right now? Holy shit. Okay. Then
this
I
nice
underrated it.
Juicy candle here going at the same time. So
I'll take that big green right there. But yeah, that is substantial. Okay, so it actually made even a bigger move than I thought. So we're starting to see ETH potentially start to come back, which would be, I mean, this is just perfect timing. Like you see BTC make new all-time highs, Trump wins the election, and all of a sudden ETH wakes up from its slumber to just completely, green candle its way up. So we're obviously going to get into it. Like, the reason for this in the short term is because of the election, but all this time stuff is leading up. I mean, you can assign the election to it. We have FOMC taking place tomorrow, where I think it's a virtual lock that they are going to cut rates by another 25 basis points. Obviously, people not thinking too much about that anymore at this point, but Ewok, just on the time frame of the cycles, this is the thing that we've talked about for a very long time. People speculated October, November would be the return of bullish times for a while. Bam, here we are right on schedule. So what do you think the forecast is kind of for the rest of the year here? Where do you think the potential is for BTC to go? And then, man, by the time we get to January and you turn the calendar to 2025, I mean, things are just all systems go. So what do you make of this right now?
Yeah, it's looking really good. Not how far can it go? I've heard a bunch of people calling for 100,000 by the end of the year. I don't quite see that high. Thinking more 82, 85, maybe another 10 grand by the end of the year. But don't forget, people will take profits at the end of the year as well, for a couple reasons, right? They take them for Christmas. They take them for tax reasons. When things are going up, you want to catch the profits if you can. When things are going down at the end of the year, you want to sell, right? You want to capture those losses. So there is some tax harvesting that goes both ways when you get late into December. And then, a little bit earlier, maybe a few weeks before Christmas, you get some sell off too. People want to buy some nice things for whatever reason it may be. So, I can see 82 to 85. But with as bullish as things are and how they quickly turn around, I mean, this is the daily chart. We've gone from 69,000 to 76, in just one day, basically. So we are having a slight pullback right now, but things can go crazy. I am happy to see this ETH candle. It's getting up to and hopefully making a new higher high here. We still haven't gotten to that 2750 range quite yet. I mean, it might have earlier here. Let me slide this over a little bit. It didn't quite get there. So we do have a bit to go, but that's okay. You know, a little pullback in the action isn't a bad thing. I would like to see it kind of get up into this range where the 200 moving average is, which would put us about 2,900. You know, this is going to come down a hair to meet it. So, but if we can get in this 2,900 range and kind of comfortably chop around there for a little bit before taking off again, I think that would be good. Yeah, everything's looking good. You know, even the Dow, look at the Dow that just, you know, you get these weird candles because the markets kind of react overnight because they close at 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever time they close, Eastern time. And then all of a sudden the next day you have this gap that just, you know, you could tell some crazy things happened overnight where it just, you know, you've got a missing piece of the, you know, normally candles don't do that unless there's something crazy. Back here was another one where it fell that far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell there was an election last night. It's very bullish. You know, you've got the S&P also doing a very similar thing, reacting. These are all all-time highs for both. So pretty good overall. Everything's looking good. And like you said, you know, earlier, the FOMC tomorrow, rates are going to get cut again. I think it's just another catapult into some really bullish times here for the next month and a half.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could definitely see into the 80s by the end of the year. And then maybe, you know, really things get crazy in January. So either way, I mean, you can see, I mean, short term, it's because of the election and everything. But I mean, BTC was primed for this. November, I think all along, many people said it. I mean, November all along has really been the month people have been looking at. So here we are, and we are seeing it happen. So very nice indeed.